Ready?
Mm-hmm.
1, 2, 3.
I was gonna act like it hurt. So excited.
All right, and it looks like you're a busy lady today.
Yeah, doing my rounds.
Just bear with me for a minute.
When you hear that someone's on a clinical trial, you immediately think of the last-ditch effort, right? The Hail Mary. I had a thought that this is what people try when there's nothing else left. And to see her story of how she had no options and now her life has been extended for 3+ years, she doesn't become one of those statistics that we talk about, right? Those women of color who unfortunately die at much higher rates. She was on her way to that. She solidified the why it's important, why patients need access.
In my head, I wanted to believe it was a cyst. It popped out in June of 2018. And then the holidays came around, and that's when it really started. It was like painful. I never even knew that cancer was painful. It's painful. All I could do was cry. But I pictured myself dead in a casket. It was aggressive, like, because I waited. I actually waited 6 months. Let's call it what it is. I played Russian roulette because I didn't want to get a mammogram.
Of all the breast cancer subtypes, triple-negative breast cancer has the worst survival. It's the most aggressive form of breast cancer.
I would say 6 months were shaky. They were. She had about 2 or 3 admissions. I had to look her in the eye and tell her we're gonna do everything we can.
The reason her oncologist reached out to me was she was worried that this patient might not see 2021.
She explained, we don't have a treatment here for what you're going through. She said, but I'm gonna find someone, and she said most likely it will be Mass General, and they called.
19239 is a combination trial that's looking at sacituzumab, which is the IV antibody drug conjugate, along with an oral targeted therapy, which is a PARP inhibitor called talazoparib.
Investigator-initiated trials are usually based on science that comes from the lab or things that a company might not be interested in, or if there are 2 drugs by 2 different companies. Sometimes from a commercial perspective, it's tough to do trials or bring 2 different big industry partners together. As an investigator-sponsored trial, we can do that. So that's exactly what was done with this trial. The drug was given by 2 different industry sponsors.
Once it became clear that sacituzumab was going somewhere, that it was going to potentially be an effective agent, the real task of the laboratory is to dig deep into understanding why it's working, who it's working for, how we can identify patients it's working for, and most importantly, how we can make it work even better. Sacituzumab was really a paradigm-changing drug for advanced triple-negative breast cancer because of its ability to prolong the overall survival of patients, and that was very unique. That's why we focused on it from our lab research program to understand how combining sacituzumab with additional therapies could be even more effective.
I think if I were to think of Mass General Hospital, is that it's very patient-centric. At the end of the day, what we do is about the patient. And that could be trials, it could be no treatment, it could be additional treatment. Whatever it is, the goal is what is the best option for the patient.
You hear the terms bench to bedside or bedside to bench. And here at Mass General, it's really not either of those alone. It's really working side by side in tandem together to go back and forth from the lab to the clinic, to the clinic, to the lab, to in real time allow the research to inform how we can improve the therapy.
I think with clinical trials, it's the lack of understanding. A lot of folks don't see it as things that work because of the name, a trial. We're gonna try this. This is not trying, this is treatment.
Latasha has been on her treatment for a very long time, and she's had a complete response, which in our world is just what we hope for and just what we want for all of our patients. But when patients have a complete response and they're responding really well to treatment, it gives us all so much hope.
We talk about physicians being compassionate. I say patients are compassionate as well. Look at Latasha. She's so compassionate towards her physicians, her treating team, as well as her family.
I can name 2. Some people can't even name 1. I can name 2 great oncologists that they're selfless and they really, truly care about their patients. I'm honored. I feel blessed. I'm here, y'all. From medication that is gonna fix a lot of people.
Yeah, science is really beautiful. Like, wow. It really is.